UFC Fight Night 219 slash Vegas 69 on Drage versus Blanchfield. Now, Apex event. I wasn't going to stop up. Actually, it was on a little bit earlier than usual, but I didn't stop up to watch it. Um, I'm getting a little bit sick and tired of being sick and tired, along with some of the other fans, of this mediocre kind of cards, flat cards, be them still fighting in the Apex. I mean, put this fight on with some fans, man. What are we still doing going to the Apex? This is silly. It was the novelty is more than worn off now. We're out of the lockdown and all those restrictions, etc. This is just them being greedy and cheap. UFC. Loads of people are talking about big channels are saying exactly the same thing. This isn't fair to the fans. This isn't fair to the fighters. Even though some fighters, I guess, like fighting in the Apex, but for me, nah, nah. It's as I say, the novelty's worn off. Let's just get out of there. Let's start making these record. Have you noticed every time Dana's out there killing T? Yeah, listen. We broke our last record at this stadium. We had a record gate. We had this. We had this. We had this. Record attendance, record gate. We're just breaking records every time we do it. So if you're doing that, like come on, stop squeezing it out. Stop squeezing it out and let these fans come in on these fight night cards. Silly. But what a performance from Erin. Anyway, yeah, enough of the ranting. Erin Blanchfield looked excellent. As I've alluded to previously, these young fighters are coming up. They're well versed in this thing. Experience can top the youthful vigor and well-rounded approach to this sport. But in this case, I mean, look at the record. Erin Blanchfield, 11-1, no draws. Jessica Andrade, who is a killer in 3 weight classes. She's a very much a contender in 3 weight classes, 24-10 with no draws. Didn't look very well. Didn't look very good. Came out. She was getting touched up a little some. She was giving Erin some, she was knotting her up a bit as well. But strangely enough, the wrestler was more successful on the feet than the power striker, the little whirlwind, Miss Andrade. It was, as I say, let's not say it was a lackluster performance, but it wasn't the prototype Jessica Andrade. I think, she kind of, well, this is speculation. This is clearly speculation, as others have speculated. And it makes sense in this part that she took Erin a bit too lightly and said, "Yeah, man, I'll deal with this little youth." She's coming. She's making a bit of noise and stuff. But listen, I've got, triple the fight experience of this little young upstart, quote unquote. I can done her dance. Simple thing. I'll stuff the takedowns, which she was successfully able to do in the first round. Erin was still like, "Yeah, man, I know nothing. We're still gonna do it. I'm still gonna stick to the game plan. We're gonna strike with you. Where an opportunity, rears its head, I'm gonna try and take you down." Second round started, and she was getting boxed up in her head even further. Jessica it just wasn't her night. I think that would be a best way to say it. People are saying she's peaking and she's not having time to settle down after her previous fights and stuff. She's just churning them out too quick. Yeah, that may be part of it. But another part of it just was not her night, man. She didn't look good. And Erin just blew that she had a pretty much a flawless performance and has now catapulted her name into contention. Unfortunately for Miss Andrade, I wouldn't mind seeing them run that back at some point. It wasn't a total blowout, but it was a dominant. No, yeah, let's say overall, it was a dominant performance. She wasn't ragdolled or anything like that, Miss Entourage, but it was a very good showing, very good test as well. What else have we got on this cards? Mr. Hernandez Alexander went all 3 rounds, moved up a weight class because he's a 145er, went all 3 rounds with Jim Miller, the absolute veteran. And it was a decent back and forth. Jim was getting pieced up though. He was getting pieced up. Alexander looked very good. He did say he's obviously coming back down to 145. He's one of those ones who's got potential, but when he's given that push, he kind of falls. But let's see. Let's see what it do. We go. Philipe Lins just ran over Ovince Saint Preux, who again has so much experience. It's crazy. Um, I think it's time, you know, I really do think it's time. He does have a lot of athletic capabilities. Yeah, now, but he's just losing, man. That wasn't competitive. It really wasn't. He was covering up. I mean, obviously, you got to defend yourself in regards to blocking blows and stuff, but how about circle out the opposite way? Do a left right kind of zigzag and then, and strike back, man. He was right there. A nice little uppercut, you should be peeking through thinking, okay, he's coming with these hooks and stuff. And make I just sneak a look uppercut, show him something. Yeah, no. But nah, that wasn't the case. Disappointing. Um, Sad to see Mr. Ovince Saint Preux decline as such, but I think it's time maybe he just wraps it up now. Or, I don't know how many fights he's got left on his contract. I don't know. But it wasn't the best performance at all. Wasn't the best showing because as I say, he's got steamrolled. And those, in essence, yeah, those were the stick out fights for me. I mean, to be honest, I didn't watch all of the prelims. I didn't watch hardly any of this stuff. It's irritating. It is becoming irritating. You're peeing off UFC. I know someone's gonna be listening to this at some point. You're pissing off the fans. Yeah. The hardcores, the casuals who have just kind of rolled in this during lockdown. They're getting a feel of it like every flipping week we're getting events. They don't understand the quality. Well, they can see that there's quality differences, i.e., when a pay-per-view event comes on, you can see the differences there. But they're just taking this as a standard kind of thing. Like, yeah, every week UFC comes on. Sometimes it's in the Apex, sometimes might have some live fights. Fights with live audiences right there. And this is their norm, but to the people who have kind of propped this thing up and made this what it is without the lockdown, like you're just taking liberties, man. You're spreading the fighters so thinly and creating poor content where there's maybe 2 or 3 fights that are pretty good. It's becoming saturated with the guaranteed income from ESPN. Let's just get it out there that they're gonna get X amount of money with producing X amount of fights. Fight cards. It's infuriating to say the least. But congratulations to Erin. She did her thing, came out whopping, lumped up the little destroyer, this Andrade. And yeah, man, fun times ahead. She called out the winner of I always go blank when I'm thinking because we haven't seen her in ages. We haven't seen her in what since the Tyler Santos close victory slash loss. Shevchenko, Valentina, yeah, and the little other the Mexican girl. I can't remember her name. Oh gosh. Name has escaped me, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, if Valentina loses it, does she get an immediate rematch? Well, of course she will. Hmm? Of course she'll get an immediate rematch. Unless she's busted up, then why shouldn't she? She's been a long reigning champion. Trustfully, the performance will be a lot better than the Tyler Santos, and she will show a dominant performance. Then everyone can come. But if she loses, what will happen? Will there indeed be an immediate rematch? And then, if it's one apiece, then why wouldn't we just go to a sudden death, quote unquote, the rubber match, the part three? Because there's always time to make a part three, but there's some dangers within this whole proposition. What are your thoughts? Like, comment, subscribe, share. Adios, au revoir, arrivederci.